Now, today, we are going to talk about what it means when we have been given a dream or a seed from the Lord and we deal wickedly with it. Who comes to my mind is Judas. Judas had the God of the universe, the God wrapped in flesh, Jesus, at his disposal. And he was going to be in charge of things. Jesus had put him in charge of the finances, in charge of kind of budgeting and things. And Jesus had entrusted to him important aspects of the ministry. And so Judas, as we know, he turns in Jesus and to be murdered brutally. And so at the point where Judas turns in Jesus, he, after turning him in, he is just kind of so distraught over what he has done that he does take his own life. And for many of us that have this seed or this dream or this vision, maybe for Judas it was, I want to be rich, I want to be wealthy. I have this seed in me that says I want to have resources. I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be without. And wanting to come in covenant with those spirits that say, I'll never be without. I'll never not have what I need. I'll always have what I need. I'll always be in control of the situation. Whatever spirits were at work in his life, they led him to this place of dishonor, to this place of disappointment, and to this place of death, stealing his life, stealing time, and stealing the life of his Savior, Jesus. And so Judas is one example of this, where he is given a lot in his hand, and he dealt wrongly with it. He did not steward it well. And I believe another family that has done this is the family of Eli. What we were talking about yesterday, 1 Samuel in chapter 3, it describes the family, the house of Eli. They are priests at this time. They are meant to keep and hold the glory of the Lord well, to be able to steward the glory of the Lord well. They are kind of the first gatekeepers to the glory of the Lord. And so they have a very important position in their society in regards to God's favor on their family. And so I'm in the Message version because I mentor some new believers, and sometimes it's helpful to go to the Message version. So be aware that this is Message version, and you can look at your own version as well. I like ESV and NLT. But okay, Message version, 1 Samuel 3, verses 11 through 4, it says, this is after Samuel had been spoken to by God and given a prophecy for the first time. He's a little kid in the house of Eli in the temple. And Samuel answered, well, then God came and stood before him exactly as before, calling out, Samuel, Samuel. Samuel answered, speak, I'm your servant, ready to listen. Which Eli told Samuel to say to God, speak, your servant is listening. So Samuel did that. And this is what God said to Samuel. This is God's words, actually, in the Message version. God said to Samuel, listen carefully. I'm getting ready to do something in Israel that is going to shake everyone up and get their attention. The time has come for me to bring down on Eli's family everything I warned him of, every last word of it. I'm letting him know that the time's up. I'm bringing judgment on his family for good. He knew what was going on, and his sons were desecrating God's name in God's place, and he did nothing to stop them. This is my sentence on the family of Eli. The evil of Eli's family can never be wiped out by sacrifice or offering. So Eli had been allowing these desecrations to happen, and his children are, eating on the sacrifices and doing all this funny stuff. And obviously when Samuel, stops talking to the Lord, and after this word is given, Samuel stayed in bed until morning, then rose early and went about his duties, opening the doors of the sanctuary. But he dreaded having to tell the vision to Eli. But then Eli summoned Samuel. Samuel, my son. Samuel came running. Yes, what can I do for you? What did he say? Tell it to me, all of it, says Eli. Don't suppress or soften one word. As God is my judge, I want it all, word for word, as he said to you. So Samuel told him, word for word. He held back nothing. Eli said, he is God. Let him do whatever he thinks is best. Okay, so that word was given to Eli by Samuel, letting him know God's not happy with his family, and God is going to see that this family is dealt with because of the wickedness, right? And we see in chapter 4 that, yes, this family is dealt with because of wickedness. And what we talked about yesterday was especially Phinehas, Eli's daughter-in-law. She was giving birth to a son, and in the midst of all the tragedy that she's hearing about, she changes that son's name to Ichabod, which means no glory. The glory has departed from here. And so prophetically saying that there is no coming back from this. There is all wreckage ahead, all helplessness ahead, all hopelessness ahead. There's nothing ahead for our family or for our lineage. Well, as we know, with God's restorative power, his redemptive power, his ability to save, God said in this situation he was not going to save this family from what they had done, that he was going to deal with the sin and that wickedness, and that destruction was going to come upon this family. That's God's ability to save. He said he wasn't going to save the family. But did he say that he wasn't going to restore what had been lost? No, he didn't. God is a God that he may allow destruction to come to you because of wickedness, because sin, leads to destruction. And destruction is not meant to lead you away from God. It is always meant to get your attention and then get you on the path of restoration. And so God was not going to save this family, but yes, he was still wanting to restore them. And in this prophetic word that Phinehas' wife said, which is the glory of the Lord has departed, there's no up from here, there's no coming back from here. That is a prophetic word that speaks against the restoration power of God. And so why I want to share this message today is because many times we may have had a seed from the Lord and dealt wickedly with it. Whether it was a seed to be an entrepreneur and we get into sex trafficking, or we get into selling drugs, and that is how we use our entrepreneurial talents and gifts. That is using those talents and gifts in a wicked way. And the Lord might cause and allow destruction to come upon us. We might go to jail for that. We might, see the loss or the death of a friend because of, the places that we're in. A lot of things can happen because of how we deal with the seed of God, the dream, the aspiration, the ideas of God. Even when the Lord gives us an idea and his idea is for the kingdom of God, and we say, okay, I'm going to use this idea, but my heart for having a thriving business is so that I can stick it to my ex-husband, or my heart for having a thriving business is so that I can be looked at as the best parent, or because I'm jealous of other people and I want to be seen as the best. That heart posture, it could be a wicked heart posture. And what the Lord wants to deal with today is, even if you've been in a heart posture that's been wicked, or your thoughts towards an idea or a dream has been wicked, the Lord may have allowed there to be times of destruction in your life, or times just to get your attention and to tell you, hey, that's not what this dream or this ministry or this mission was for, to get your attention. And in those times of destruction, he may not save you from those times because he knows it's going to get your attention and get you in the right path towards righteousness. But he will restore what has been lost. Whether you've been in jail like a Joseph, or whether you have found yourself, and Joseph got in jail wrongfully accused, but whether you were in jail because of something that you did that was wrong, or trying to be the big guy or the big woman, and you did sinful actions, God can still restore. That's my baby outside. God can still restore that seed. And the restoration power of the seed is not that the seed was wrong. Maybe the seed of aspirations of entrepreneurship was right, or the seed of wanting to get this business in the ground was right, but how you did it was wrong. Unlawfully, not being, a business and doing it, backdoor dealings. But this time, when the Lord is seeking for you to put the seed in the ground, he wants you to put in the seed in the ground, not in your own strength, but in God's strength. And he will restore to you the things that were lost, what the locust has stolen. He will restore it to you. Yes, the first time you had this idea or this dream or this mission, you ended up in jail because you did it wrongfully. But this time, it could be the same idea, the same vision, the same mission that the Lord has you on, but he wants you to do it the right way, step by step with him, journeying and holding his hand. And even with Judas, having given up Jesus to the Pharisees of the day and those that wanted to kill Jesus, even with Judas getting to a point where he's saying, I'm just going to sell off my master. Even at that place, God may have not been able to save Judas from the pain and the anger and the some of what he was going to experience, even the bullying that he was going to experience maybe for years, even maybe a murderer that would seek him out because of what he did to Jesus. He may have not been saved from that, but there could be restoration power on the other side of him repenting and turning from his wicked ways and saying, God, I'm sorry for really being a part of getting Jesus to the slaughter as that perfect lamb. I'm sorry, God, repenting of that, the restoration power of the Lord Almighty, so that he wouldn't take his life. And so I give you this word today because many of us have not done anything with our seed. We have said, okay, I'm putting it to the side. I'm sitting on it. I don't know what to do with it. But others of us have had seasons where we sought to put the seed in the ground, but we put the seed in the ground wrongfully. And the Lord is saying, it wasn't that the seed was wrong. It was your heart was wrong. Or when you got into the seed and this mission, you started to get very selfish and arrogant and entitled, instead of seeking me out for my very best regarding what this seed looks like in the earth. But I never told you not to throw away the seed. The seed is still good, but I need it to be in a good soil of your heart, a good soil of your soul and your spirit. I need a good soil of your yes in order for this seed to work out this time. And I don't want you to be afraid that you went to jail the first time. I don't want you to be afraid that you fell into this trap or that trap or addictions last time. I don't want you to be afraid of that. What I want you to do is hold fast to me like you never held fast to me before. Watch me. It be like your faces to flint. Don't move from my presence. Stay grounded in me, and I will walk you this path of everlasting and righteousness this time. And so I just want to share that word because I think it's an important word. I think it's a timely word because many of us have not been afraid to put seed in the ground, but maybe we put it in the ground in a wrong way. And we need God to remind us that the seed is still good. Our hearts were just not at a good place. And now putting the seed in the ground, there will be a harvest because our heart is right now, and we are seeking to align ourselves with the vision of God instead of our own selfish vision or the vision of others that might have got in there and misconstrued things. For some of us, it's not our vision was off, but it was our discernment because the people that we connected with for the vision or the idea were not the right people. And now we have had to deal with financial woes, jail, all kind of things because the people were not good people that we connected to. Even for you, God is saying, I still can restore. Don't give up the seed that I gave you and I helped you plant the first time. There is restoration power. Maybe I did not save you from some of the destruction and sin that you had reaped because of your actions, but I can and will restore you. I can and will restore you. I am a God of restoration power, not just redemption power. And I will do that for you, daughter, or you, son. So I pray that this was beneficial for you. We love you. We're excited that you are a part of Jaylee Awakened Ministries. Please share, like, and even subscribe to our YouTube channel if you love YouTube. That's Jaylee Awakened Ministries, LLC. Our YouTube channel is getting filled up at this point, and we're going to continue to put some great videos and content on there that we want you to check out. So you can go ahead and subscribe there as well, and to our newsletter that is on our website. We love you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.